Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about how Disney and Paramount Plus can actually send a cease and desist letter when it affects their brand, but not to protect their stars, especially their stars that are diverse, people of color, LGBT, and women. So, for about, it's been about 10 years now, maybe even longer, because I forgot when Star Wars The Force Awakens and that all-female, Ghostbusters came out. I think it was 2015. So around 10 years or so. And ever since then, there's been an uptake of negative content on YouTube directed towards diverse people, or better yet, people who are not white straight males and everything. And it's so bad that it's starting to affect people who star in these projects and even the general audience who enjoy these celebrities or these projects and this and that. And for the longest time, people have always wondered, why doesn't these big companies, the big studios intervene? Why don't they send a cease and desist letter to these YouTubers or to YouTube itself, talking about, hey, stop trashing these celebrities just because you don't like them because they're diverse, just because they're LGBT, people of color, women in general. Why don't they stand up for their celebrities and everything after they put these celebrities in certain projects that they know full well are gonna get them attacked because either they're race bent, gender bent, change their sexuality, something. Or nowadays, you just have to be a person of color and you just get attacked. And so they're very silent on that and don't really do nothing to protect their stars. And even one of their stars who have starred in 2 of their projects have called them out on it, saying y'all didn't protect us. We got chewed up online, and that was that, So we just think, is Disney Disney and these big companies, are they just not aware that this is going on, or do they simply just don't care? Well, proof that Disney is aware and Paramount Plus of what goes on online when it comes to their content, because recently, because of the whole AI situation, somebody created a video of Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise duking it out. I haven't watched it. I refuse to watch it because it's AI. But apparently it's pretty lifelike and it's pretty real. And they got Tom Cruise worried, talking about this is the end for Hollywood stars and everything. But then something popped up online. It was a video, or a picture I should say, of Wolverine, Hugh Jackman Wolverine, and Henry Cavill's Superman. And apparently they're duking it out in an AI video. Once again, I refuse to watch it because it's AI, and I refuse to watch anything with AI. I hate AI. But it's gotten to the point where Paramount Plus and Disney have both sent out a cease and desist letter. Why? Because of copyright infringement. See, when it affects their piggy banks, they get worried and everything. And because these people use lifelike resemblance of the 2 actors and everything and made this video, of course, it's probably gonna get them some revenue. Now here is a couple of pictures of this is not what these companies want. They want the money from Paramount. And celebrities so that have been now taking legal action to get this racist and everything. And so it makes you wonder, as you can see, the majority of them going to are black, go this far now, to protect other companies their brand, want to join a cease and desist on this whole lawsuit thing, like Warner Bros. And stuff like that. Why can't they do the same for their actors? Pertain only to Paramount and Disney. So these are some of the celebrities that have been harassed, bullied, shamed online mainly by white YouTubers and stuff. Mainly white males, but the females like to get in on that money as well. And a couple of people of color. But anybody knows exactly who these people are and everything. It's always the same type. It's either some guy with like a thick beard, somebody who's balding, somebody who's overweight. On the guy side, on the girl side, it's normally a really skinny girl who looks like an Instagram model and everything, and makes you scratch your head. Hey, hold up, you like nerd culture? You don't seem like the type that does. Now, there are those that do like it, but then it's just kind of like, are they just simply doing this because they're actually nerds and like nerd content, or they just want that YouTube money? It is getting harder and harder to tell if some of these people are genuine or if they just want that money. Because yes, all of those people are bigots, they are prejudiced, and yes, they are racist, they are homophobic, and they're sexist and everything. They think that Hollywood should pertain to the almighty white man, and the almighty white man only. That they do not like seeing like people of color and like women being like the leads, or like having like being strong, and they hate the LGBT. But more importantly, they really hate black characters that show up on screen. Now, originally, their argument was, oh, we just don't like when somebody's race bent, or we don't like when somebody's gender bent, or when you change somebody's sexuality. Here's the thing. Only 5 of these characters in this picture have been race bent from white to either black or Latino. Everybody else is original characters. They just happen to be black people. And so it has went from, and they can't defend themselves no more, because a lot of these characters aren't race bent, they're not gender bent, and their sexualities have not been changed. The people they complain about now just so happen to be people of color, women, and LGBT anytime they just appear in media and stuff. And it's because most of them have to keep up appearances. They have to be hateful, racist, and bigots, or their fan base, yes, will turn on them. And some have found that out. And so they're kind of stuck in this rut of having to hate on everything. And it's getting to the point that when we have seen some of these most hateful channels, they will say something positive and everything about, say, like Wonder Man, and then they get like attacked. And some of them are actually getting tired of doing this. Now, I remember on YouTube, I saw this one person. It has to do with Star Trek Academy. And I never watched her video because I don't give these people the revenue. And it's just like she had like a bigoted title, the typical AI picture of like, an exaggerated face of like one of these black characters. And so I went on her profile, because you gotta do your research on these people. And I noticed something. Only a few of these videos were like grifter, toxic videos. But then when you go further back, she actually used to upload normal stuff, like positive stuff. It's only recently she got into the grifter market and everything, because the market is profitable. The reason why YouTube doesn't do anything about these people is because they're making money off each other. See, these bigots are making money off the contents when their videos do well, and that makes YouTube look good. And when it makes YouTube look good, YouTube gets paid money. So it's like a push and pull type thing. Hey, we give you some money when you do good, and then we end up getting money back when we start to look good to like our their partners and stuff. And this is why YouTube doesn't take these videos down. And the thing is, people are going to say, well, you know what? It's just a difference of opinion and everything. A difference of opinion is one thing. But when your argument is solely based on race, gender, and sexuality. When you constantly make thumbnails of exaggerated AI photos of the celebrities that just happen to be women, happen to be people of color, then it's no longer that. When you're constantly bashing the character and the celebrity just because they don't look like a white person, that is a problem, and it is no longer a difference of opinion. Now this is generated hate, and you're targeting people to meet that of your agenda. And what's worse is that they lie on a lot of these characters, and they lie on a lot of these people. And like I said before, I wish I would have put that one woman from Star Wars, the new trilogy, the Asian one, because she got bullied off Twitter because of these bigots and everything. And what's even worse is like they will watch something like say Moses Ingram, right, from the Star Wars Kenobi series, the black woman at the top. Oh, she's wearing like a grayish black uniform. I think she might be third. I'm not looking at the picture right now. And her acting wasn't up to par with a lot of people. So what did these bigots do? Attacked her, emailed her, called her the N-word and everything, all because they did not like her acting. Keep in mind, she wasn't race bent, gender bent, or no kind of bent. She wasn't an original character. But because she's black and because they needed something new to hate on, they went on the full attack. And it is really disgusting. Like, we saw this with the Black Little Mermaid. We saw this with like the Latino Snow White. And Disney never stepped forward to protect these people. The woman from The Acolyte, whose picture I did not put up here, if I put the other woman from The Acolyte who played the twins, she got ridiculed. She got blasted. And she will put out a video mentioning some of this stuff. And what did these bigots do? Twist her words around. They say she was like, acting angry and ghetto and like a loudmouth female. And she was as calm can be. But these people will lie because they know their fan base are small-minded. They know that their fan base is simple-minded, and they know their fan base will believe whatever word they say without actually watching the product first. It's kind of like when you repost a tweet or like an article, but you don't read the article and stuff. And that's what they're hoping their fan base will do, which is why some of their fan base have turned on them, because they're all like, you said she was like, acting crazy in the video, and she's as calm can be. But then her co-star actually went online and said, Disney did nothing to defend them. Like, Disney puts them in these projects for diversity's sake, so Disney can look good for people of color and diverse people. Then when they start getting attacked, they don't do nothing about it. One of the people that are starting to get attacked a lot now is from Star Trek Academy. Star Trek Starfleet Academy, Paramount. The woman who's the very first on the picture, like she's the top left corner, the very first one, she's been getting more hate than anybody else on the cast. Now, one of her co-stars is that Klingon dude, the black guy you see towards the right. They're attacking him because of the simple fact he wore a dress or skirt in one episode. It was very brief and he wore it. Now, technically it wasn't a dress or a skirt. It was a scant. That is a Starfleet uniform that's unisex that looks like a dress that both male and female can wear. Uhura wore it in the original series. They brought that over to the Next Generation, but fans did not like it in the first episode, so they got completely rid of it until the JJ movies came around. And they brought it back for Uhura, and then New Trek started bringing it around. Now, when fans didn't like it in the Next Generation, they didn't like it on male or female. And in fact, like they said, Troy looked like a space cheerleader. Troy was a female. But he decided to wear one. And I kind of figured out why they made him wear it because I figured, okay, New Trek has a lot of LGBT like actors and actresses and even characters. And like they probably added a little of his personality into his character. And then I decided to watch an interview because I don't watch Star Trek Starfleet Academy. I just watched the first episode. That was that. I don't have Paramount Plus. Plus, I'm a little worried to watch it because I didn't like the first episode and some of the reviews I saw. I'm just not liking what I'm seeing. So I just decided to bow out. I might watch it in the future. I don't know. But anyway, I decided to watch the Sam episode, the solo episode that focuses on her because she takes the blunt of the harassment online. Anytime you see anybody talking about Starfleet Academy in a negative way, it's always an exaggerated face of hers. And it's AI. Now, to be fair, the actress doesn't really need help making exaggerated faces because her character acts very silly, very goofy, very Disney Channel on the show. And so I've been wondering something. Is it the actress who's just acting that way, or is it the studio that's making her do that? I assume it could be the studio, showrunners, directors, writers. I just don't see her wanting to act like this, so I decided to do a little research. I first went to her Instagram page, and I noticed something. She's very calm, very chill in a lot of her pictures. She doesn't make those exaggerated, like smiling faces or giggly faces in a lot of her pictures. Maybe only a teeny tiny handful, and that's about it. So I'm all like, okay, if she takes pictures this way, where she's not acting the way she does on the show, it must be the creators making her act this way. Then I decided to watch the interview, the one where the Klingon dude said, they put a little bit of him in his character. And in the interview, she is as calm and relaxed and as chill and not even as comedic as she is on the show. So it is the showrunners, the writers and directors and stuff that's making her act this way. And she talked about how much doing the episode meant to her because the connection she felt to Avery Brooks and everything, and the connection she felt to Cisco because her grandfather died suddenly, then Cisco died suddenly. And it was a really nice interview she had. But then the thing that make you think is like the studio, the showrunner, the writers and directors, they know she's gonna get attacked online by the way they write her character. Why in the world are they making her overact with her expressions like a Disney Channel star? Because that's how her character acts, like she's on Disney Channel. And I get it, her character's meant to be young and this and that. But old Trek will write these younger characters or like cringy characters or comedic characters or shy, timid characters with more professionalism and stuff. Where her, they just have her act as wacky as possible. And I'm just like, why are they doing that knowing she's going to get attacked? And if they are going to write her like that, at least defend her. But I don't see no defense. I don't see nothing from the writers, the showrunners, the directors defending these stars. You know who is defending them? Past Star Trek stars. Robert Picardo, Robert Picardo, who is on the show, is defending this show and the people left and right, to the point now he's blocking people on Twitter. Kate Mulgrew is protecting Holly Hunter, the captain of that show, because people are trying to attack Holly when interviewing Kate, and they've done that before with New Trek. They'll ask her something about New Trek and have you seen this and have you seen that, and she stopped that crap mid-sentence and everything as the person was trolling on Holly. And it's like, I don't see the studio doing that. I don't see the showrunner doing that. I don't see the writers doing that or the directors, because nobody is defending these people except for the stars and everything. And it's like, why put these people in this situation knowing they're gonna get attacked, knowing they're gonna get skewered online, and not try to defend them? Disney did nothing to defend Rachel Zegler. They did nothing to defend Haley Bailey and everything. They just put them out to the wolves to get like attacked. And then when the wolves all like, well, we're not going to see your movies no more because we don't see white people and we don't blah, 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 blah. So then that forces Disney to pivot and start going white again. And well, a lot of their projects and stuff. And it's just like that's their defense, to pivot and cater to the bigots and everything. And it's shameful. That's all it is. It's cowardly and it's shameful and everything. These people don't deserve to get like attacked. And these studios should step in and because these people, they make 10 videos up a day sometimes. Sometimes they make more. Sometimes they review bomb stuff before the project comes out. How are you going to review bomb something a month, 2 months, 3 months, or a year before the project comes out? How are you going to make up to 20, 30 videos a year prior before these shows and movies come out because you happen to see one diverse person you don't like? And that right there is hatred. That right there is bigotry. That right there is racism. And that is not difference of opinion because the project hasn't even came out yet. You just don't like these people because they don't look like you. And you feel you're being erased. Now, there's a reason why there's only 8% of white people in the world. It's because when y'all act this way, nobody wants to be bothered with y'all and everything. And you cry and moan when you don't see white people on screen. But then how you think we felt when we didn't see ourselves on screen? But to go and then when the project does come out and you're constantly being negative and you can't find not one good thing to say about it, that's not a real review. That is not a difference of opinion. You are literally pandering to your base and everything. And these studios, they need to intervene. They need to send cease and desist letters to these bigoted YouTube people so that they can stop harassing the show when they know these people are not being genuine and honest with their opinion. They should put the pressure on YouTube to do something about this, but they don't. Now, I know what you're saying. Oh, you sounding like censorship. You talking about taking away the First Amendment right. Once again, take that pole that you slide down out your ear and listen to what I am saying. I do not care if you watch the show, watch the movie, and you find something you generally just do not like about it and you decide to complain about it. That is totally fine. My problem is when you lie. My problem is when you have to make hundreds of videos a day attacking a person because they're black, attacking a person because they're gay, attacking a person because they're white. When you review bomb something, when something doesn't come out until a whole year, like this, I forget what show that was. I think it was She-Hulk or something like that. Then that is a problem. And then, yes, this is when you should be censored because you're not being genuine. You're not being honest. You're just being a bigot, plain and simple as that. You can huff and puff all you want, but you are what you are and you can't admit to it and everything. And like I said before, this cease and desist letter that like all these companies are now doing just proves that they are aware of stuff that's going on. And it proves they do know how to bust out the lawyers and make people stop doing something. But then at the same time, why don't they protect their stars? Why don't they protect their shows? It could be because they know, hey, if this show bombs or this movie bombs, that's okay. We got another show and another movie and everything. So we don't have to worry about that because we're still going to make money off that and everything. And I hate that general idea. It's all about a business to them. They could care less. Like we've seen the way Disney handle things. Wonder Man, Echo, Ironheart. Like they could care less about their cast. And they put these things out to die and let people binge it all in one day because the studios simply just don't care. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.